Nighttime is one of the most dangerous times to drive. Nearly half of all fatal accidents on the motorway occur after dark. And for the motorway cops, it's when they are stretched to the limit. It's 5 p.m, the beginning of the rush hour. On the M5, just outside Worcester, motorway cops Adam Toll and John Martin are responding to an urgent call for help.
We've been told that there's a 7 to 10 car road traffic collision at the moment. So anyone's guess is as good as ours, really. We're just envisaging that there's going to be a lot of cars spread out all over the carriageway, a lot of people wandering around, trying to blame each other.
It's never an accident as to what's happened. There's always someone to blame. It's not a road traffic accident, it's a road traffic collision.
1-3, where are you?
But before they can decide who's at fault, they have more urgent matters to attend to.
Potentially cars are going to be written off, people are going to be going to hospital. But you've also got thousands of people that are sat in cars waiting for us to move, you know, the collision out of the way so they can get home. And that's one of our main priorities.
Hey, mate. Yeah, not too bad. We got any injuries?
Yeah, 2.
2, slight or...?
Slight, but one we need to have a look at because he's got a heart condition, he's got chest pain.
Incredibly, despite 7 cars being involved, no one's been badly hurt.
Mike Alpha, Oscar Tango, 1-3, update. Yeah, can't confirm how many vehicles at the moment, but we've got 2 slight casualties. Nothing life-threatening or serious at this time. We have got lanes 2 and 3 fully blocked at this time, with at least 4 vehicles still stranded in those 2 lanes. Is that received?
Adam and John can now turn to clearing the 4 stranded vehicles off the carriageway, but that means closing another lane to traffic.
As soon as we start coning out, you can see people's hearts sinking and, you know, people shaking their heads. But it's got to be done. And unfortunately, there's no other way that we can deal with it.
Come on, move across! Slide into lane 1! Come on!
With frustrations already running high, thousands of commuters are funneled into just one lane. It's now safe for the cops to get to the bottom of exactly what happened.
What we got then?
Right, basically at the moment, it looks like all these vehicles here are the collision. The ones over there are witnesses.
OK.
Casualties, there's 3 of them. Not serious, slight injury.
Yeah.
Tight chest, etc., possible whiplash, that sort of stuff.
As the Highways Agency begin to clear the debris, Adam and John begin to question those involved.
Which car are you with?
I'm in this one.
You're in that one?
I'm in that one.
You're in that one?
This one's still...
You're in the BMW?
This one's intact and drivable.
OK. You've been hit, though, yeah?
No, I don't believe I have.
Oh, right, you've been the lucky one.
I managed to get on the side of everybody.
Oh, well done, you. OK, which car have you hit?
That car spun and hit me and then carried on spinning.
But it seems everyone has a different view about what happened.
I stopped.
Yeah.
The little Peugeot hit me first.
Hit you first, and then it spun into you.
I was following him.
Oh, you were following him?
OK.
I was following
Come
him.
down my side.
You've got drivers saying that he's to blame or she's to blame. At that point, we're not looking to see who's at blame. We're just trying to get the motorway clear, get everybody off to hospital, and make sure that everybody's OK.
So you've hit him as well?
Well, he hit me into him, yeah.
Yeah, but you've hit him.
Yeah.
Right, that's fine. OK.
Whoever caused this particular accident, Adam believes there's usually one common factor.
Everybody travels too close, and when you have people braking suddenly, people just can't react. And that's exactly what happened on this occasion.
The backlog of traffic continues to grow because the clear-up has hit a major problem. The overhead lights are out, and working in the dark is slowing everyone up.
I've asked the lights to be turned back on.
Yeah. These ones are all out. The 600 metres of cable got nicked about a month ago.
Oh, were they?
Where the collision was, there's about a mile's worth of motorway lights that are actually out of service there. We had quite a lengthy amount of cable stolen from a group of organised criminals whilst the motorway was closed. This is becoming a regular occurrence and it's a major problem across the UK at the moment.
Like so much of Britain's infrastructure nowadays, the motorways are under attack from cable thieves on a daily basis. And with copper prices at an all-time high, the thieves' appetite for destruction is costing Britain up to £1 billion a year.
The size of the thefts going on in and around the motorway network, it's an epidemic.
Just 30 miles away, another copper theft has been reported. This time it's on the M6. Motorway cops Jess Davies and Alan Coleman are looking for the thieves.
We've had a bit of a
a battering around the motorway network over recent weeks where they've been stealing the cable that controls the electric. The motorways are an easy target. There's signs, there's telephone lines, there's cables, there's cameras, lights, and some lovely juicy cable for them, feeding all those various things, and that's what they're after. We're actually in the area now where we believe that that's happened. Somebody's phoned up saying they've saw a silver Renault Clio with some cable hanging out the back of it. If you attack that area of junction 10, it basically takes all the lights out at quite a busy junction.
Jess and Al are out of luck. The thieves have got away. But a local resident has information which may prove useful.
Also, we had a bang.
What do you reckon the bang was? Just stuff coming over?
Well, I thought it was something on the motorway, blower, because you have it all the while on it.
Yeah.
You can imagine with the sound, right? We took no notice, and then we just seen a couple of lads messing about here, and then I knew straight away it was a cable.
So the first time, is it?
No.
Pretty much every night shift, we get the runaround with the cable thieves. Because it's so planned, it's meticulously planned, and they're so quick at it. By the time the reports come in, they're long gone.
The copper wiring at this electrical junction is all too easy to get at.
The trouble what I'm having here is like, this is a box here, and if you look out the fence...
Yeah, I can see it, yeah. How do they get over, mate? They climb over.
It's easy access for them.
It does look like there's some cable that's been dragged up. They've lifted all the little stones that cover the cable itself. There's like some coping stone type things that cover the cable, and I can see it's all lifted off. I'm not climbing over here because these were as sharp as anything.
Cable theft is a risky business. At least 6 people died trying to steal cables last year in the UK.
Bold as brass, they just go, cut through live wires and live to see another day.
They've sliced through a 90mm cable, which powers the electrical supply for a stretch of the M6.
Well, yeah, there's some cable which has been snapped here.
Catching the thieves in the act isn't the only problem. The scrap metal industry is a £5 billion business that's largely unregulated and sometimes run on a cash and no questions asked basis.
The problem does seem to lie within the how they're getting rid of the cable. All they have to do to say to the scrap dealer is, it's mine and I'm allowed to sell it. Sign a disclaimer saying that, and the scrap dealer will give them cash. They're the ones that we have to iron out, but they're the ones that are few and far between. They're the ones that are taking most of the money.
8 miles south, at their base on the M6, the motorway cops are out in force. They're preparing for an operation against thieves operating at night in the Midlands.
That night was to target those car criminals, people that burgle houses to steal cars, the keys to the cars, and also the cable thieves. It was a two-pronged attack, really, to hit sort of both organised crime groups.
Rookie motorway cop Nigel Kearney and colleague Jay Hussain are readying themselves for action when a call comes in.
I count for all units, code 1, M6 13 to 12, southbound.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, I'm
going to do that. Ready?
Yeah, go. Mike Alpha Oscar Tango, 2 Making Junction 9.
There's been a burglary. A car has been stolen and it's heading down the M6 straight towards them.
We hadn't even got in the car properly. The car weren't even set up. We were just getting in, just logging the computer on and all the rest of it, and it come.
Okay, Vauxhall Bravo, pick up Mike 829 LOB.
Lob.
An unmarked car is already behind the stolen pickup, and off means it's left the motorway and is heading towards the back streets of Walsall.
Keep going towards 11.
Yeah, no dramas. I know around there, I live around there.
Oh, right, okay, fantastic. Get off at Hilton Services, yeah?
Okay.
Rookie Nige has some catching up to do if he's to get in on the action.
Bosley's on the right. You want to get in because there's somebody in there that's caused somebody misery, and you want to get them. As cheesy as it sounds, that's the way it is.
Helicopter's there.
Alpha Oscar 1, the police helicopter, is now above the stolen car.
That's our car there, that BMW is ours.
The target car has stopped at the lights, just in front of the unmarked police BMW.
Yeah, we are now Broad Lane, Bell Lane, just approaching the police station at the lights. Lights have just changed to green, and it is straight up, left towards the Sir Robert Peel, Bell Lane towards Lichfield Road. Received.
The cops have the stolen pickup outnumbered 4 to 1.
Yankee Mike, Oscar Tango, 2-2, calling.
The thief has seen the lights and appears to have given up.
Get in front of him if you can. Yeah, behind the stolen car. It's being stopped just by Sir Robert Peel, Mike 829. Yeah, he's going. Yeah, failed to stop. Lichfield Road, block switch, received.
With 4 police cars and a chopper in hot pursuit, his chances of getting away may seem slim. But the cops have strict rules about when they can chase a driver who makes off.
Yes, MDA is low. Vehicles 50 miles an hour, no other traffic on the road. It is appropriate to continue.
If conditions are too dangerous, they could be asked to call the chase off.
You don't want to get too close that you put them under pressure and make them do things that you don't want them to do. But it's also being close enough, but you can see them if they do these lefts and rights, and then because they're always looking for somewhere to run.
Going to decamp, mate?
Yeah, he is, mate. Finding somewhere, isn't he? The last thing they want to do is get caught.
Back Hill Road.
It's going in a big circle, it comes back out this door.
The thief may be looking for somewhere to dump the pickup and run. But with Alpha Oscar 1 hovering in the night sky, there's nowhere to hide.
Mike, it's Stag Hill Road, right now onto Hunter's Crescent. Speed 30 miles an hour, no other vehicles on the road. Road conditions are dry and it's appropriate to continue.
While Nige has to take it easy, the pickup driver is doing all he can to shake him off.
Being new to the group and stuff, I didn't want to damage the cars either. It was quite, you know, I knew what I had to do, but I also don't want to damage the cars either. Sorry, mate.
No, you go for it, mate, go for it. Yeah, Leemore now, into Eagle Works Drive, dead end, Eagles Work Drive.
Get in, Brian, get in.
Whilst you're trying to guess where he is, he's at the vehicle and he's off on his toes.
Police dog!
But
Nige can't pursue him. He has a problem.
I had a bit of a schoolboy error. I've got to go back and left the keys. I'd left the keys in the car, and I had to run back and get the keys to secure the car. So I'll miss the offender. I'll come catch him.
While the rest of the motorway cops hunt down the runaway car thief. At the scene of the 7-car pile-up on the M5, the lights are still out and the pressure's on to reopen the motorway. With the annual cost of motorway closures around £1 billion, the government wants clear-up times reduced by an average of 40 minutes.
I mean, ultimately, there's supposed to be time guidelines that we will close a motorway for. That's what will be coming down the line in the near future. The problem we've got is every collision is different, and it's got to be dealt with what we see fit at the time. But ultimately, the government want us to open those motorways a lot quicker.
Highways, once fire crews have made these two safe, highways are going to drag these two onto the hard shoulder.
Yeah, OK.
I'll grab the regs of those, mate, from the rear. Just need someone to go into the ambulance. I don't know if you want me to do that or you want to do that, whichever's easiest, and just get them to move it onto the shelf, and then we can get everybody across then, can't we?
But with time of the essence, there's another hold-up.
Hello.
Hi.
How's things going in here?
We need a second truck.
How many have you got in here?
We've got 3 patients.
3 patients. Right.
The motorway can't be cleared until another ambulance arrives.
Do you know which cars they've come out of?
They all came out of the same car.
They're all come out of the Peugeot. What are the injuries looking like at the moment? So nothing life-changing at the moment? No. OK. Injuries we've got, one's, I think, emotional. One's quite a serious sternum injury, but one that he's going to have to go into the hospital for, but nothing like life-changing or anything like that. And the other one's just got a bit of a sore leg, so...
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? You go to, you see a collision on the road and you think, God, someone's been seriously hurt from that. But cars this day and age, with the airbags deployed, etc., people are a lot better off than they were 20, 30 years ago.
While the injured are treated, Adam tries to get more information about who caused the crash from the driver of the badly damaged Peugeot.
Who was the unfortunate driver? It's always the one line down, isn't it, eh? What happened?
We were driving, just looked up and he just shouted, stop.
Sudden braking. OK, mate.
Is it my fault?
At the moment, if I was a betting man, mate, I'd put money on you for saying potentially it could be your fault, not reacting in time. It's as simple as that, OK?
You've got cars that have braked and other cars just haven't been able to react. One of those has spun out of control and then had a secondary collision with a couple of other vehicles.
With the investigation over, it's time to get the traffic moving again.
Thanks, ladies. OK, everything's done there, so they can go. They're all going off to Redditch. Looks like they've just tried to stop, hasn't stopped in time, and just gone into all the other vehicles. Right, we're just going to drag everything across once this goes, aren't we? Just going to get this last one out of the way then, and it's all done.
Yeah, you'll find that when we're obviously trying to get everything onto the hard shoulder, you'd like to think every car's drivable. It never really works like that sometimes. Some of these cars are mangled, and you've got to try and use a bit of initiative.
There are parties now, because we've got no steering and very little stuff on the front of it, we've got to try and get them onto the shelf to open the carriageway up. That's the most important thing.
Usually what we do, we get a tow truck, they come and take the cars away.
What we're going to have to do, mate?
Steer with the handbrake.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we had a young child in Adam who decided that he'd like to move the cars by other means.
The one car ended up having to sit in the back. I felt a bit like Hightail off Police Academy at that point.
Yeah, knock me out, son. Just go really... Slow. Just talk to me how far away and I'll put the handbrake on. 10 metres, mate. Beautiful, Barney!
Adam can be a big kid at times. He enjoys his work.
Hey! Somebody get me out.
I think he quite enjoys the limelight.
Just living the dream, baby.
Have you seen Police Academy?
I enjoy what I do, and you've got to have a laugh. It's a way of dealing with the incidents that you're dealing with at the time, and for me, I'm a little bit of a joker every now and again.
It's quite nice to sit in the back and drive a vehicle. Very strange situation.
That's Adam.
Oh, that's all our kit back, I think.
With the damaged cars moved to the hard shoulder, all 3 lanes of the M5 are ready to reopen.
Hey, back gardens! Alfresco, which back garden?
PC Martin Smith is an old hand with 25 years service and always appreciates a little help from above.
The way I view it is people want to get away from the police, don't get any slower. And it's always harder the older you get to keep up with the youngsters. Wearing all the stab vests and the equipment belts and the coats and the boots, and they're in trainers and tracksuits. So they got the advantage anyway straight away.
Yeah, on your left now, next garden up.
But tonight, the chopper has given the cops the advantage.
You could hear rustling and all sorts of things going on, so you knew he was fence hopping in the gardens, trying to get from one end of the row houses to the other.
Yeah, Alfresco one, which one?
Yeah, that one there you're next to now. He's at the bottom of that garden, the seat.
Well, the torch lights come.
He's coming, he's climbing the fences, keep walking up the road with him. He's waiting by that one, and he's down the side of the house.
Time's running out for the thief. Smithy's hiding out in a back garden, ready to pounce.
I could hear the sound of the fence jumping as the fence panels were going, as the chap was coming towards me, so I knew he was going to be coming out more or less where I was.
There he is.
Put the firing pan over.
Stop there! On place! Get down!
Then I saw the chap appear over the top of a fence, so I just grabbed hold of him and we fell in a bit of a heap in the garden, had a roll around on the floor.
Smithy's got his man. Or maybe the man has Smithy.
Get yourself! Don't grab my balls! We can't take him out! Which way is the gate? Open this gate then.
Even though the thief got closer than Smithy wanted, he can't let his emotions get in the way.
Quite often I can't stand the sight of the people that I'm dealing with, but I can't let that show through. I have to deal with them on a completely professional level, and sometimes that is quite difficult.
The stolen pickup is 16 years old. It seems hardly worth getting arrested for.
It's difficult to know why you nick that type of vehicle. I mean, sometimes they do find a use for them in committing other crimes, like they could be used for carrying property around, heavy tools, for doing cable thefts. There's lots and lots of reasons, and I don't particularly know why, in this case, he took a 4x4 pickup like that.
With some explaining to do, the thief is off to the nick. 10 miles away, just outside Worcester, some more cable thieves have been seen on the M5.
One of our vehicles had spotted a vehicle known to us for being involved in cable theft. They'd gone to the vehicle that was seen in the hard shoulder, and they'd got out and they'd gone into the field and they'd legged it.
Alpha Oscar 1's heat-seeking camera is searching the fields for the gang.
The efforts that go in to actually target these people is absolutely massive. It's huge. It's a huge undertaking to take on an organised crime group or even part of it. We've got a vehicle that's been involved in these thefts. So I think there's some officers with that vehicle now. There's some people in the field, so we're just going to go off and see if we can find them. As you can see, we've got the helicopter up as well, doing a search for them, and plenty of people that have been on the operation as well out looking for them as well. So hopefully we'll turn one up.
There's no sign of them, but there's evidence of where they've been.
So they've been taking the cable from down there.
I think so. It's found a hacksaw. It's just a massive problem. They've nicked all the cabling. That's all the lights are out. Because see this section of lights out.
Yeah.
Because they nicked the cable.
When it comes to cable thieves, people think it's just, you're an employed man nipping into a derelict house and pulling out the boiler and a few cables. Well, it goes a lot further and a lot deeper than that. These people are, they remove massive chunks of cable from the side of the motorway and other places, other main roads. It's then put into bite-sized chunks, moved to these houses where they've got factories set up where they put this cable through and it comes out the other end copper.
There's torch going from right to left towards the farm when I got here, but it's disappeared.
I say that Chopper got him then.
No, but he could have got to the farm building, so I'm just going to go and have a look. I'm going to try and get the field and go across.
The hope now is that a search of a local farmyard will unearth the gang.
Are you the owner, are you?
Something's going on.
Yes, we've got somebody's been nicking all the cabling. Well, we've got one on foot over the field, so he'd had some trouble before. I think he's had incidents and he's had metal items stolen and removed from him before.
Where is he?
They know how we operate. We know how they operate. And sometimes it feels like you're in a game of cat and mouse.
There's no footprints in that.
Looking to see if he's hiding in your... it'd be an ideal place to hide, wouldn't it?
Even with an air-to-ground search, the thieves have vanished into the night.
Well, no, he's disappeared, obviously, so... OK.
And leaving empty-handed is a bitter disappointment.
Their desire to get away is so great that they'll do anything and go anywhere. They'll go and throw themselves in a pile of, cow dung, won't they? They're not bothered. They'll go and get in the middle of that. If it means they're not going to get caught and spend the night in the cell, they don't mind spending a night in a load of manure, do they?
If you do hear anything, I'm sure you will, but give us a bell.
I can't believe he's got away.
Yeah, I was a bit annoyed because they were so close. And the thing that annoyed me was because I knew that, a part of me thought that they were going to go back and commit more crime, but with him, of another victim. So, yeah, I was frustrated because I'd like to have got him.
The motorway cops are out looking for yet another gang of cable thieves. They believe this gang are Romanian and plan to strike tonight somewhere along the M42. PC Angus Nairn and another rookie motorway cop, Katie Pring, are lying in wait.
Yeah, he's, the Romanians came in the Volkswagen Charan earlier. They've been round the Bromsgrove area and he's gone back to Coventry. Well, he's now back again. He's just come off at 1 and he's gone down in towards Bromsgrove.
What we're doing now is we're aware that there's a red Volkswagen Charan that's in the area involved in cable thefts. And there's currently 5 vehicles involved in looking for that vehicle. So hopefully it'll pop out soon.
You've got to build up a pattern of where they actually go, travelling to and from, what sort of areas that they like to steal from. And once you build up a pattern of what they do, they're like creatures of habit.
The UK's central motorways are a frequent target for cable thieves, and with over 600 miles of carriageway but only 12 officers on duty at any one time, finding these creatures of habit isn't always as easy as it seems.
Yeah, so it's got M42 north from the M5 channel, the 2.
Your lights on. 2-3.
Yep, that's received. I'll take it 2-3, I'll do that then.
Yep, 2-3. We're just about to join the motorway now.
The red Volkswagen Charan has been caught on camera heading straight for the cops.
96, we're going to try and make junction near the 42.
While other units play catch-up, Angus and Katie are still not clear if the Charan has passed them by.
In front or behind us?
Okay, we've just entered onto the M42.
Where's behind us?
Junction 1 now. Just
That's
through
it.
junction 1. 2-3, I think it's behind us then, Eva. We've just joined the M42 eastbound as we've been told the vehicle has entered in, and we believe the vehicle is actually behind us now. So I think we're going to see if the vehicle passes us to see how many are on board and then make a decision about whether we stop the vehicle or let it run.
There are times when you know that if you're going to go and stop somebody and they haven't actually got anything on their possession, then it's difficult to prove they've been involved in the commission of a crime. So you've got to weigh up the pros and cons. Is it worth stopping them and letting them know that you're onto them, i.e. you know the vehicle they're using, you know the route they take, whatever it happens to be? Or do you say, let's just let them go on this occasion, the next time they come back could be the occasion where they're coming to collect the goods?
Ask him what he plans to do. Stop it? Drive by it?
Sierra 90 from 2-3. You planning on stopping it or driving past and having a look first?
No, with everything that's been going on, we're going to put a stop on just passing 5 over 8. Just want to know what the other resources are, please.
We've just gone past 6 over 3.
Does he want us to put the follow me and take it off Hotwood?
Yeah, receive. We'll get the follow me on and see if we can get him into Hotwood ever.
Yes, yes.
We've got the vehicle behind us now, and another police vehicle is directly behind us, that Volkswagen Charan. We've got the rear sign in the vehicle illuminated, requesting the vehicle to follow us off.
I still think it's only just...
Oh, I think it's just the one.
Maybe just the 2 at the most. There is a head in the passenger seat, I think.
Yeah, there's certainly not a row of people in the back.
Signs out. I think it's 2 off. I think it's 2 off. The 321 mark, is that right? That might be lying down. Yep, they are lying down in the back. Get that, Angus.
Yeah, 2-3 received. Why are they lying down in the back then? Hello? Can you get out the vehicle, please? Oh, there's loads. There's 4 in the back.
4 in the back?
4 in the back, lying down.
The Volkswagen Charan is a typical car used by cable thieves, who rip out the back seats to make more room for their crews.
Where have you lads been? Speak English?
No.
No?
Any of you speak English?
Where are you from? Country?
Romania.
Romania. All of you.
So there's going to be a lot of stuff hiding somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get the details, mate, and then we'll look some time into it.
Who speaks English? English?
The language barrier is a big problem for the cops.
The identification side of it is always difficult because whenever they come from a foreign country, a European country, the language barrier, you can't confirm the details they give because we've no way of accessing, the Czechoslovakian or the Romanian or the Polish databases to see if these people are genuine.
They've been rooted in the undergrowth.
Yeah.
And wet through.
Yeah.
Okay. Tyres wet through, Angus?
Soaking wet. I can feel that even through my gloves.
Yeah.
Wet clothes may indicate they've already been out searching for the cables. The question is, where is it now?
Another one with the... looking out rambling, Angus.
Yeah, I would say so. They're not been to the pub anyway.
Any ID?
Mobile as well. You get mobiles. They've all got mobiles.
But no ID.
No money?
But one thing they do have.
These were hidden underneath the passenger seat, and they are the ideal tools for cutting cable. And we tend to find that they use Stanley knives to strip the outer sheath off the cable. They've been up to Troon recently as well.
Have they?
Aye.
Got a golf course up there, mate.
There is indeed.
This vehicle is linked very strongly to cable theft and theft from HDTVs and also to diesel. They're all soaking wet through. Trainers, socks, bottoms of the trousers. Obviously been rambling somewhere in the evening. Unfortunately, we've not been able to catch them with anything at the moment, but it's very good intelligence, just trying to get their details now.
When you stop these people, you've got to have a bit of a sense of humour, because if you let it get to you all the time, the fact that they're getting away with something and you know they've done it, then you would get wound up, you get frustrated, and you wouldn't enjoy the rest of the shift. So there are times there when you just got to say, hey-ho, you win some, you lose some.
The Romanians haven't got away completely scot-free. The driver is being reported for carrying his passengers without any seats, and he'll have to take them home one by one.
So it's another way of disrupting them. If they want to come out and try and, steal at night time or just commit offences that are going to cause people disruption, then we'll do the same, we'll disrupt them.
Just off the M5 near Bromsgrove, Adam and John are keeping watch for a Renault Megane people carrier, which has been linked to cable theft.
We know what vehicles they've got because we're able to do checks to obviously confirm what vehicles these people are using, and we'll just target them. We'll go and sit up, we'll go and sit in plain cars, we'll even go and sit in the bushes if it means that we'll catch somebody. We're thinking, mate, the M5's closed and at 5 to 3. It's an absolute goldmine for them tonight, as you've quite rightly said as well. I think they'll be absolutely mad not to have dropped off here.
It's number 2 on the government's list of priorities that we have to sort out, because this country is going to come to its knees because of the things that have been stolen.
2 people carriers are going past, a Ford Galaxy, and the other is the Megane they've been waiting for.
That's it. That's it there.
Yeah.
That's it there.
Yeah, it's just gone past. It's just gone past.
It's gone past there.
This time, they're going to let the Megane run and make plans to catch it on its return leg.
So we then knew that it had actually done a loop around the Bromsgrove area. Potentially, it's dropped people off, and it would be coming back later.
We're hoping that it's going to go back M5 north now. So if you just monitor that one, please.
With the trap set, it's now a case of sit tight and wait.
They'll have done their research, and they'll know exactly where they're going, what they're taking, and how much. And then 5 hours later, they'll return with it all. It's a very, very well-drilled operation, it seems.
Something's showing down tonight. At the moment, my guess, and I think John's in the first same thing, it's on this section here, which is closed at the moment. The truth of the matter will be in the early hours.
We try to get in their mindset as to where they're going to go. And we're just second-guessing them, thinking, well, if we were stealing cable, where would we go?
Unlit sections with roadworks are a common target. Adam and John are calling in reinforcements, the police helicopter.
So I think if you can run the loop from junction 1 of the 42, round to 4A, and then down to 5.
15 miles south near Bromsgrove, Adam and John are still waiting for news on the Megane.
It's the Megane's just at 15 to 16.
15 to 16?
Since its earlier sighting, the Megane has done the rounds and is now on the M40, 30 miles away.
All right, mate. I take you've heard the update. Hopefully, it will come off at 1. It will go past us, and then it will go down towards where it's going to pick the men up. The helicopter is probably about 5 minutes away, so it's kind of all tying in quite nicely at the moment.
With a dog car and 3 other units ready for action, the police helicopter is now airborne and checking the M5 for heat sources.
It was almost too perfect that we managed to get a helicopter, that we managed to get a dog handy if someone did do a runner. We had everything in place to the point where nothing could have possibly gone wrong.
But there's a problem. The McGanns disappeared.
We've been down south to the next junction, both sides of the motorway. No trace of any persons or suspicious vehicles. We're going to resume back to our patch over.
Okay, mate, that's it.
Just vanished. We tracked it so far, people spotting it, etc., and then it just went off the face of the earth. We couldn't think where it had gone, and we just had to hope in the way that it would show its face a little bit later.
3 hours later, and 15 miles away near Walsall, the McGann has resurfaced with the Ford Galaxy seen behind it earlier.
Yeah, we've been watching at Wall Island for that began. It's just past us. It's on the A5, Watling Street. We're just trying to catch it up. It's travelling with the Galaxy by the looks of it.
The McGann actually appeared further up north that evening. Again, it was spotted by another crew, just purely by luck.
Yeah, coming towards you now.
I think they've sussed that the police are behind them, and then eventually they're followed through the back streets of Walsall, and we can hear over the radio that it's only a couple of streets away.
The 2 people carriers have driven into a dead end. There's no way out.
We're with you now, mate.
They didn't live in that area at all. These people are from quite some distance away, and we knew that. We knew that they were obviously driving around to see who was following them.
All right, boys.
There's 5 men inside. All are arrested.
Stuff here. Hey, out the vehicle, bud. Come on out. Got a load of cutting equipment there.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's enough for going equipped then, isn't it?
There's no cable, but they are well tooled up.
Yeah, hacksaws.
There you get for a second, sitting there.
They're using hacksaws, you know, they're using normal saws, they're using normal garden cutters and all sorts of stuff. That's enough for us to arrest them with, that's enough for us to take them into the police station and deal with them.
Once again, all the men are Romanian.
You got the ID? No. No English, yeah. That old chestnut.
They come over, they lodge in houses of 5 or 10 in a house, and then they basically go out and do shift work. They go out, do their shift, either find where the cable is, cut it up, next shift comes out, comes and takes it, then they cut it up and put it in vehicles.
And they've obviously, this bloke here's got a cut hand, his hand's all cut open from so much shot.
One of them is already on bail for cable theft. His last arrest was only 2 days ago.
Okay, the 2 previous for your man, the most recent was for cable theft from within a railway depot too.
So we got the right man then?
A lot of the time, they'll come in for a month, they may be arrested 2 or 3 times, and then they'll go back. But there's always more willing people to come across, so it's almost like a constant supply of different people willing to come and do what they do.
There are more than 1,000 incidents of metal theft every week.
It's rife at the moment, to the point where there's so many of them, there's not enough of us.
Problem is, we're now 4:30 in the morning, and potentially we won't know if anything's been stolen or damaged until the morning now, when the shift workers come in for the motorways, or the council are checking the drains to see if any manhole cover's been removed.
The stolen cabling from the M5 costs over £80 a metre, and metal theft is estimated to cost the energy sector around £60 million a year.
These people just don't care. They don't care 2 hoots about you or I and anybody that's actually going to be affected by it. Bottom line is 500 metres of cable being stolen out of the motorway central reservation is worth about £50,000. It's big money.
Right, we've got 2 apps. Underneath the rear passenger seat is a pair of gloves. Yeah, oh, and we've got a tom-tom as well.
Oh, love that.
A sat-nav is a cop's best friend.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I love that one. It'll give us a fair idea of where they've been, I'd have thought. So, although there's no cable on board, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to find where they've been and if any have gone and put 2 and 2 together, so to speak. Isn't that right? Yeah, he says yes.
Although they were arrested and although they're in custody block, you still think there's an awful lot that we're going to have to prove to a court or a jury that they were doing what we think they're doing.
Last year, throughout the UK, police made more than 1,000 arrests for cable theft, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. The knock-on effects don't just affect the motorway lights.
If you look at it on a small scale, people don't get electricity. But on a wider scale, where they can wipe out telephone lines, power stations, hospitals, all this sort of stuff, and then if they can take out that amount of technology by just stripping some cable away, how does that help us when a real serious incident occurs? How do we communicate?
But at the moment, we're fighting a war against this, and it's not going to get any better until things change.
The 5 Romanians were released on bail the following day, pending forensic tests, but no charges have been brought against them. The investigation into the crash on the M5 confirmed that the driver of one of the cars, the blue Peugeot, was to blame for the accident. And after being reported for driving without due care, he accepted a driver improvement course. And the car thief who stole the pickup truck was arrested again a month later for stealing another Vauxhall Brava pickup, and this time he was sent to prison for 2.5 months and disqualified from driving for 3 years.